And we're back into round 2 of the Cybergamer Amateur Only Weekend Cup. This is, again, Team Tesla, who we saw win, I don't want to say convincingly, but very, very well. They won very solidly in any case. Now they're going up against Resurgance Gaming for round 2. I'm going to do no plugins here. In fact, I'm going to go straight into the game now, and hopefully I do have a co-caster, but we'll see. Are you there, buddy?
Jumping in.
So almost identical,
Tesla,
identical banouts for the first two banouts.
Won the last game, kind of failed in the early game in my opinion, but you know, the other team made a few mistakes, they capitalized on it, so a good one to them.
10 seconds remaining.
The normal bans. Resurgance Gaming, haven't seen them before. Didn't win their last game. Resurgance lost their last game against GOO, I think. Goo?
Yeah, Team Goo Gaming. They lost their game against Goo Gaming.
GOO, Goo Gaming, that's the one. So, Tesla are 1 up, Resurgance are 1 down. Be interesting to see how these two teams face up against each other. Obviously, we don't know how good Goo is, so Goo might have been an incredibly good team, and, you know, Resurgance were, you know, they might not have really had a chance if Goo were extremely good. So we'll see how they do against Tesla.
Both teams banning out reasonably good heroes. Tesla banning out Batrider as well as Lifestealer. And of course, you can see on your screen there, for the Radiant team or for Team Resurgence, they've banned out IO again. IO, I'm really confused slightly with the IO bans. You know, IO has seen very extremely small amount of play in the Oceanic scene, even in the good tiers, and we see here now even in the low tiers he's been banning out. But again, they of course ban out Darkseer, and you know, we don't see a lot of Darkseer play. So in the last game we saw Darkseer, in this matchup no Darkseer, but Radiant gone for the early pickup of Weaver, giving away a bit of a trump card. Weaver most likely going to either be in that line, long lane, or potentially in the tri lane.
I think a lot of teams are more scared of Wisp than they really should be, much more scared of IO than they really should be. IO, it's a good hero, but I think IO kind of doesn't do particularly that great in the laning phases. He's basically a full-on support in the laning phase without any sort of really reliable damage or stuns, and Phantom Lancer Keeper the Light combo to start the day if your name is
Cancer Lancer straight off the bat with Keeper of the Light as his support. This could be just a dual lane. It only needs to be a dual lane.
But the thing is, they should, if they want to do that, why don't they just ban out Gyrocopter instead of Lifestealer? I don't know why they wasted a Lifestealer ban out, because now Resurgence just have to pick up Gyrocopter in this next pick. Weaver Gyro. That's all they need to do. That's basically what needs to happen.
Like a number of AoE heroes, yeah. And then they could pick up any AoE hero for the slot.
You're giving Tesla just gave away their entire battle plan right off the bat, and you know, Resurgence have 4 picks left. 4 heroes to choose now, and they can choose their entire lineup now to deal with that however they please. And Weaver's not even that bad against it either.
Yeah,
I strongly think a Bounty Hunter might also be a decent pickup here. I don't think you can get. Oh, that's a Nyx is good against Keeper of the Light, but now Tesla are gonna ban Gyro, so their only chance to pick up Gyro is gone.
This draft though.
They had to choose between.
This draft of Phantom Lancer and Keeper of the Light may not necessarily be their staple. It could be a slightly bit of a feign, although I'm not thinking that this is the meta they're playing it.
What could you be feigning for though?
Well, you could be looking to sculpt your opponent's draft to gear them up against the Phantom Lancer, and then put an unusual carry in the 5th slot that they have no chance to counter.
So you'd say run Phantom Lancer as a support then, because you're either going to run Phantom Lancer as your carry, which you're going to do because you've got a Keeper of the Light and a Phantom Lancer. That's the obvious combo. Or if you're faking it, which would be really dumb for Tesla if you decide for some reason.
I don't want to say faking it. What I mean is, What I mean is that this is
Either way,
definitely a
then
combo.
You're kind of moving Phantom Lance as a support then, which doesn't work either. So you're either going to run him as a core, or you're going to run him as a support, right? So
I think here, as a carry, they're definitely going to run him as a carry because that's the role he fits. They're going to run him with Keeper of Light.
they banned out their own Gyro. Resurgance banned out Gyro. They banned out the two heroes, which I said could actually be really good for them. To be quite honest, Bounty works quite well against both Coddle and for tracking down Phantom Lancer. And Gyro is the one hero that will melt illusions quicker than anybody else, and they've decided to ban out both the heroes, which personally I think are really good against Lancer combo.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they will be leaning on this core of Phantom Lancer and Keeper of the Light. You know, and Tesla want to make sure they've removed they removed Earthshaker from the pool.
They don't need to make sure because Resurgence are making sure for them. Resurgence are removing their own the counters themselves. It's like they're helping Tesla ban out all the counters against Phantom Lancer. They're actually just doing that right now.
All they need to ban out now is I don't know what, maybe a Kunkka, and it will just add even more power to this Tesla team. In any case, we are to the second round. We can see that
Sven is still there.
Sven, yeah, maybe Sven with the cleave or even
the
Magnus.
Cleave is good. Well, I don't know what this draft is because, to be quite honest, I think Resurgence are just going with their normal plan. They're not trying to counter this Phantom Lancer, and while that could be a good idea that they just stick with their normal plan, it's also a bad idea because they had the opportunity to just do some sort of counter, to do some sort of adaptation against the lineup, but they've chosen not to do that because they're picking stuff like Nature's Prophet, who's going to get absolutely destroyed by Phantom Lancer. No doubt about that. It's going to get absolutely munched by Phantom Lancer.
They're just going for a gank.
Do too much. Look
at their team.
Keeper.
Look at their team. They've got Nyx Assassin, they've got Nature's Prophet, they've got Weaver, and they're going for some kind of just early gank team. That's what I feel. I feel the only chance here is just to put a lot of pressure onto this Phantom Lancer so he can't farm. And if he can't farm, then maybe they'll get the advantage. But it's a big maybe. It's a big if.
Then you have to go tri-lane. You have to go tri-lane then, and then if they do that, they have to go Weaver next tri-lane with another hero, and just Weaver is okay, but just not the best tri-lane hero. Doesn't have the lockdown. Weaver is just not an alchemist, and it's not a Sven, and it's also not a life stealer. And so say you're gonna tri-lane, you're on Resurgence, and you want to shut down Phantom Lancer early. You want to tri-lane, you got the Nyx, but you got a Weaver, and that's gonna set back your tri-lane. Silences on Tesla, that's okay, there's the Sven, that's what I'm talking about there. Finally they picked something that'll be both good for their tri-lane and both good against Phantom Lancer as well, so thank God. Thank God's strength for that.
Sven, of course, has that cleave ability, and also his ult is not just an offensive ability. It can help you get out of tricky situations. So good if you can time that. Is the ult that gives him the speed boost? It is, isn't it? God Strength? No, it's the other one. No, it's the War Cry. I apologize. The War Cry. If you can time that War Cry, you can use it not only as an offensive engagement utility, but you can use it as a defensive retreat mechanic. So,
yeah.
Good.
It's like a free drums on crack because it also gives you 16 armor. And to be honest, you got Treant as well. Look at that. Nature's Call with Prophet combined with Warcry. Jesus, Mother of God, you have 16 armor in your Treants. It's pretty damn crazy. Weaver needs armor. Nyx Assassin, whatever. He's just Nyx Assassin. I like Sven, but I feel like he's gonna fail to Clockwork early game. If this Clockwork plays well, if you can win this game before Sven gets BKB, and it's all up to Clockwork. It's up to Clockwork to shut down the Sven in team fights before he can get BKB, and Sven needs to rush BKB. Yeah, screw drums, screw anything else. No Midas, no drums, no Shadow Blade. Go straight for that BKB, or Resurgence are in a lot of trouble. But I'm so glad that they've actually picked a hero that will do something against the Phantom Lancer. I was getting really worried. They were going to pick something really stupid, and then I sat back with my arms folded in my little chair and just kind of sulk for a bit because Resurgence didn't do very well. But nice, Timbersaw's there as well. Silencer kind of random still. I
Yeah,
think.
I don't know. I think the pick up a silencer is going to be very, very influential. And the Night Stalker being picked up for the mid position there. There's no other place you put Night Stalker. You have to put him in the night. He is, you know, whenever anyone picks Night Stalker, I think of that the Batman movie with Bane. That's who I think of when I think of Night Stalker. You know, Night Stalker is that hero you put in the mid position. He has a lot of utility. He can run around the map. He can gank very, very strongly. But at the same time, I do like to pick up a silencer. I don't agree with you. I do think it fits well. It's going to be a great counter initiation, or even an initiation mechanic with that ult that's going to really turn the tide. Let's see though. This game getting away. Game number 2.
I didn't really say it wouldn't work well. I think it's a bit random. I think it's an okay pick, but let me this way. There's not that many abilities you're there to shut down. You're not playing against, you know, a team that is real wombo combo reliant, for example. That's when a silencer might be real good, because if the team can't pull off their mega ultimate combo, nothing happens. But say you use Global Silence, Sven's still going to hit you in the face for a ridiculous amount of damage. Weaver is still going to hit you in the face for a ridiculous amount of damage. Global Silence is not going to do that much against this lineup in particular, in my opinion, as it would against a wombo combo team. That's the point I was trying to make. It's not a bad pickup, but I don't think it's great either. It's not an amazing pickup.
Well, it's just such a long period of time, especially at the level 3, for you to have to wait for to be able to use any abilities. And if you're already in the crux of the combat, if you're already deep, you know, arms deep into committing, and then all of a sudden a silencer ult comes out, especially if you've got like the likes of Night Stalker and Weaver already committed to battle there. You know, normally those are the guys that are in the combat first, particularly if it is night. If a silence comes out early, you can get caught off guard, and you can easily be sort of counter-initiated very, very easy, just because of this one ult. But it also has a lot of harassment potential with the last word, with the curse of the silent. Both of those abilities.
He's okay. It just doesn't, because they're going to run him as a tri-lane, and I just, if you wanted a good tri-lane support, pick yourself, I don't know, literally anything else. But the silencer, it's good. Global silence is, let me put it this way, it's like a free 7-second BKB at level 3 for your entire team. That's what it's going to do for you in a team fight, is it's going to give your entire team a BKB for 7 seconds. And if you look at the other team's lineup, it's, you know, you got a couple of stuns, maybe a slow, but generally it's a very right-click heavy team, especially late game. Nature's Prophet is on, Night Stalker, nice right-clicking hero there, Sven and Weaver. It's okay, but it's also not the best lane support in my opinion. Doesn't really offer as much. I actually think what could have been a really good lane support is Dazzle, because the Dazzle heal, the wave, works really well with the illusions and can do a ton of damage, because you've got a lot of chains. You got a lot of units to chain with the illusions. So even Dazzle could have been infinitely better than Silence in my honest opinion.
Meanwhile, the Radiant team looking to do the tri-lane consisting of a Sven as well as a Nature's Prophet and a Nyx. Gotta compete to Clockwork, so I think they're going to get some kills here, because Clockwork doesn't have that much of an escape mechanic. He does have cogs that can buy him some time and give him some space, but he will eventually get killed. Especially there's going to be a ring of trees, an Impale, and possibly stun from Sven. So this is going to be a really hard tri-lane to deal with. Meanwhile, in the mid position here, we have a Night Stalker versus, again, a Timbersaw coming out of Team Tesla. Obviously, this is a favourite of theirs. This is the second time in which we've seen Timbersaw being used in the second.
He's missing like every last hit though, which isn't good for him in this. Was not missing every last hit. He's I don't know. He won't die. He won't die to Night Stalker. I don't know how well he'll do against Night Stalker though. It's really up to Timbersaw to try and not let this Night Stalker get out of control before nighttime. And of course, any team that does run a Night Stalker, as soon as it does become nighttime, your team's got to be pretty careful.
Even though he's not getting the last hits, he's leading the table in terms of net worth. Clearly above, even above the Night Stalker, 300 almost in front of the Night Stalker. So he's not failing.
This top lane though, we do already have a rotation from Nyx Assassin. Solo's gone up there. Okay, so this is how they're laning now. Okay, so they've rotated their bottom lane to their top lane, and then the top lane to their bottom lane, and Nature's Prophet is jungling instead of soloing. I don't know why. No, actually that makes sense, because you have to have Weaver in the off lane if you're going to have Sven in the safe lane. I don't know, this is, to me, not a good idea, because Weaver can stay in that top lane quite easily in my opinion, whereas I think Sven would be much better in the bottom lane so he can get a bit more farm. I think Weaver could get farm regardless in the top lane, but now Sven's going to get nothing in this top lane.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I think Sven rotating...
If Tesla play well.
Sven being in the top lane in this sort of 2-1-2 split they've almost got going on, I don't think it's going to work well.
It's not.
Yeah, like... Sven's
There's no carapace from Nyx either, so... He's got to be onto it with those carapaces, and he's already missed one. This isn't going to go well for Sven. They shouldn't have rotated. This was a really bad idea. Weaver could have easily stayed up there. They can't kill with I was going to actually say to you before the rotation happened, I was going to say they're not going to be able to kill Weaver in this top lane, because what do they have? They don't have any real lockdowns. They have nothing that they can use to kill this Weaver. They just spam them with, I don't know, Spirit Lancers, and then... No.
They can definitely get him with Last Word. Last Word goes off, he's silenced, he can't Zakuzi away. So he is a prime target. He probably felt that with Silencer being there...
No. You use the Shikuchi on the Last Word. Last Word doesn't silence you, it silences you once you use an ability. So if you get Last Worded, you Shikuchi, and you still get the Shikuchi.
Yeah, well, I just want to say Sven...
he misses the Last Word.
Sven in the top lane. Sven suffers a little bit in the laning phase, in the early laning phase, I feel, because he doesn't have this huge. He doesn't have this huge hit pool. He doesn't have a lot of utility in the early laning phase, and he really needs farm.
He's a decent hit pool. It's about the stuns. I just want to also mention Nyx Assassin's missed 2 waves now with Spike Carapace, hasn't used it twice now. It's really poor. But they shouldn't have rotated. Look, Sven's going to get nothing now. This is going to be a support Sven. Hard carry Weaver, and Phantom Lance is going to go out of control because, well, Sven's not going to be farmed. Sven's going to have no damage. It's really messed up. He needs to use Warcry. I don't know why he doesn't use Warcry. He's been... If the other team uses Curse on him,
no. Here comes an engagement. It could potentially be a First Blood right here. First Blood going on.
The Sven's playing really ridiculous right now. Like, he's been Last Worded, doesn't use Warcry. So he gets cursed and doesn't use Warcry, gets Last Worded, still stays within range of Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer got a bit more mana from that Keep of the Light. I think it could have been Initiation, but there's no stuns coming up from Tesla on the top lane, which is why they haven't killed anybody yet, and I don't know why Phantom Lancer's going Tranks. He doesn't need Tranks in this lane. He could easily have gone Treads in this lane. I don't know why he decided to go Tranks. It's a really poor decision in my opinion. So... middle lane though, whoa, look at that, Timbersaw going deep, he's keen for a bit of fun right here. Nice Talker's deciding whether he wants to join him for that.
Wow, First Blood gonna go down here, yeah! First Blood! It's definitely going in the favor of Timbersaw there. Deep penetration. Pays off well. Good dividends there on making that call there, however.
I think it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake from Night Stalker to play the way that he did it in that situation. I think he thought it was safe, and he just walked back out again, and it wasn't safe, and that was a big mistake. So, yeah.
You gotta remember, don't be so harsh, man. These guys are in the Amateur Cup. You know, these are the guys that wouldn't normally play in a tournament because they don't feel they have a chance. But, you know, they're looking to play with teams at the similar level. That's why we're seeing these level of mistakes, you know. The mistakes that we're not used to seeing, the calls we're not used to seeing, is because it is, again, new teams.
And of course, I just want to also mention that it's really good to see new teams in here as well. But also on top of that, though, you know, as with anything, it's something that I do. Something that I hope is that I hope these new teams do end up watching the streams and do end up watching their replays and stuff like that. Because you know, the way you improve is by looking over these kind of things and knowing where you went wrong. and obviously they can't see what we can see, which is why it's really easy for the two of us to look at the situation and say, you know.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, there's an engagement here from Nightstalker. He uses the silence, he uses the slow, but it's not enough. The reactive armor, it saves Timbersaw and he gets away. But in comes the hook!
What a hook! He can get the chakram in there. He needs to get the chakram in there. Oh, it's too slow. I don't think he thought Joker was gonna hit the hook, because if to be honest, it probably wasn't that difficult to hit the hook. Night Stalker was kind of really only in one place, but man, that could have been a kill. That was pretty exciting for a while. That was an exciting hook, and Sven goes down in the top lane.
Yeah, keep
So
keep yeah, keeping the light illuminate from the bush coming out of nowhere. Of course, that's the power you have with that sort of light. If you're out of line of sight, they can't hear you channel that ability, and you have to be prepared at all times. Yeah. Meanwhile, here comes the channel ability.
Here we go. Carapace, nice.
Maybe he heard you. He heard you.
Coming off cooldown. Maybe they are listening. That's good. This is what I'm hoping for. I really want, especially for the new teams. I like to point out the mistakes, because then this is the opportunity for teams to see what they're doing wrong, and so they can improve, and so they can move up and make something of it. Nightstalker's been initiated on top lane. He needs to use the darkness. He does. The real good thing about darkness is that you should be using it on off cooldown anyway. But the thing about that is you get a free cast, no mana, and it removes Curse of the Silent, and it procs to the last word, so you don't have to get the extra disarm. But he should be using it anyway.
This game being slightly, is it a 10-minute mark? Oh, no, I say 9-minute mark. Two kills in the favor.
Damage on the mid. Yeah, there we go. Silence. Oh, middle lane. That's an easy kill for Nightstalker.
Now I'm gonna Google the Bane comp.
The what comp?
Bane.
Middle tower is under attack.
Every time I see Nightstalker, I think of Bane from Batman.
Really? I would have thought when you see Alchemist, you think of Bane, because Alchemist has that Bane mask-looking cosmetic set.
But it's about the darkness.
It's about the darkness. I think of a band when you say that. I hope that Weaver is getting a ridiculous amount of farm at bot, because, if they're gonna get something off this landing position, or actually...
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Decided to die for a bit there.
You merely adopted the dark.
They should just
I
group.
was born
I
in
think
it.
they should just group now. Like,
Molded
this true
by
laning is
it.
10 minutes. These guys at top are just wasting their
I
time.
didn't see the light
This is
until
like
I was already a man.
pub
By
where,
then it was nothing to me but
they
blind.
lost the lane already. You acknowledge that you've lost the lane. Move on.
The shadows betray
It's
you.
like, you
because
trade
they
him
belong
like
to
a
me.
free farm. Well, the fact is you're already giving him free farm, but you're also going to give him kills if you don't move on. So, in my opinion, they should move. Oh, that's like another kill if he doesn't get out. So, I think Sven and Nyx should start roaming now. Get some smokes up, roam to mid, get some ganks on, roam to bot, roam anywhere. Just screw the top lane now. They've already lost it. Don't feed anymore on the top lane and just help your other lanes.
I want to have a quick cover over now for the net worth. The net worth is really in the favor of this Phantom Lancer, sitting at 3-3. Closely followed though. I must say, very closely followed by the Nature's Prophet, and of course Timbersaw also not far behind her as well. This is still, I think it's still like it's going to come down to the next couple of team fights. If it goes in the favor of the Phantom Lancer.
Here we go, middle lane once again. No TPs coming in, zero support coming in. Oh, one last click will do the trick.
I'm gonna play the clip again for the guys watching on the stream.
You got a clip?
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
It's the quote from Batman.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born
Do you want to
in
say
it.
though, Nature's Prophet, where has
Molded
Nature's
by
Prophet
it.
been the whole game up until now?
I didn't
He's finally
see the
pushed
light
out bot,
until I
but
was
for the
already a
entire
man.
time,
By then it was nothing to me but
up until
blind.
no TPs, or coming in anywhere
Shadows
else.
betray you
He's jungling.
because they belong to me.
If you're gonna play Nature's Prophet, I don't think this is how he should be played. He has such little early game presence if you play him this way. They gotta get him. They gotta get him into action a lot quicker early game, in my opinion. And he's kind of just not doing that as Nature's Prophet right now, and he really should be.
Haste.
Phantom Lancer now jumping ahead in the net worth, now sitting at 4,200. Somehow got a bit of a lead advantage on Nature's Prophet. I'm not sure what's actually happened there. Nature's Prophet falling slightly behind. He has got a hand of Midas, so you would think he would be able to stay toe-to-toe, but there must be a late hand of Midas. Because Phantom Lancer is starting to get away from him. Wow, nice initiation there. Next with the Impale, followed by a crippling fear from the. It wasn't a crippling fear. It was a void from the Night Stalker. Easy pick off there in the form of Kipper Light, who has, of course, no escapes.
That's the kind of pick-off they needed. So, actually, Resurgance kind of coming back into this at the moment. Night Stalker's doing the 100% of the work, actually. He's got 2 kills and 1 assist, so he's been involved in every single one of those kills, and he's definitely the main key player here. Sven not doing very well once again. That hook didn't hit, so if Sven lives, this will be crazy. He didn't live, but
look at the ults he ate in order to die, and the abilities he ate up in order to die. He ate up both a Nature's Prophet ability, a Last Word, as well as a Curse of the Silent, a hook.
Nature's Prophet's on his team.
Oh,
The
I
hook didn't hit
apologize.
him, and the Nature's Prophet is on his own team.
Oh, look at that. You were paying more attention than I was.
He hooked a creep, which is not very good. He's got to be more careful than that. This guy can't play carry. This guy can't build carry anymore. It's far too gone. He needs to get drums, get, I don't know, like a medallion or something, if no one else has that right now. In fact, the Prophet should be getting it. Why is there no medallion on this team? It's really weird. Get all the support items, and pretty much it's got to happen right now. Clockwork. Hopefully Clockwork pays with his life for that. They're not going to punish him. They're not going to punish him.
No follow through, even though Spence put down that stun. He laid it down for them, but no follow through from the rest of the Radiant team. Even Nature's Prophet TPing in, not even TPing in, just walking in, not securing any kills there. I think there's a slightly...
Assassin once again.
Night Call down, in comes the damage from the Night Stalker, as well as the Sven. Night Stalker beating the feet, getting out of there. In fact, everyone beating the retreat, but it doesn't matter, they picked up the kill, and now it's 4-3 in the favor of Resurgance Gaming. They must be feeling ecstatic right now.
They really should have denied that tower, though. I don't know. That Clockwork kind of just walked up for free. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. That they almost had the deny, and they didn't quite go for it. Then when they decided, like, oh look, we should deny now. Then the Clockwork walks up for free, last hits it, then walks out live again. Oh, that is a beautiful hook. Nice work, cannot help at all. Nothing he can do about
Now
that.
the clicks go down onto Night Stalker. Down comes the Chakra. They're looking to kill him. They pick him off. Easy pickings. 2 for none. Definitely going now in the favor of Team Tesla. Now they're looking to push their advantage and take down potentially this tier 2 tower. No, they're rotating. I'm not sure what they're doing.
They should probably, I think they should attempt to push top, push the lane out, and then probably fall out of that, because Prophet's back now, Night Stalker will be back soon-ish. Need some, are we asking for a pause? Okay.
And we're going to the pause now, so I'm going to have a quick look at the item layout for both teams. Both teams having great boot conversion. In fact, the Dire team having slightly better boot conversion. No, it's tied tied to boot conversions. Both teams having completed boot conversion. Tesla going from primarily arcane boots on a number of heroes. But building into core items very, very quickly. Nature's Prophet already has been casted a number of times, has a Hand of Midas, now looking to build that Shadow Blade as he's got picked up the Claymore. Nothing on anyone else except a Morbid Mask, which could potentially be built into Vladimir's, if not a Helm of the Domination for AK-47. Meanwhile, the Phantom Lancer is slowly building towards a Diffusal Blade. He just needs another 1,000 or so gold. He will have that Diffusal Blade. And once he has a Diffusal Blade, he will be able to just really wreck it to the enemy team, which is Resurgance Gaming. But, you know, I do think it comes down to a battle of wits between this Night Stalker and this Phantom Lancer. Net worth-wise, though, the Phantom Lancer, he's just way ahead of the game, and I don't know whether or not they're going to be able to claw back any advantage. Having a look at the graph now, it is a 1,500, only a 1,500 gold advantage. That's not a lot, but a 1,500 gold advantage, nevertheless, in the favor of Tesla. And on the flip side, it's a 2,000 experience advantage in the favor of Resurgance Gaming. Most of that, I must say, must be in the Night Stalker.
Night Stalker also has a couple of deaths on him though. 2 deaths on Night Stalker is definitely not good because he's the highest level player as far as, he's the highest level hero on Resurgance's team, so he's the hero that Tesla really want to kill, and he's the hero that you don't want to die if you're Resurgance Gaming.
Looks like there might be a bit of action in this top lane. 4 heroes pushing down this top tier 2 tower. 2 in the back, just sort of hanging about. In comes Nyx Assassin. He looks to initiate. They use the dust! Blind dust! They do see him. There comes the abilities. In comes the hook! And the cogs! It does catch him. And they're back out. Man, how were they seeing these abilities? Silence being used for an escape mechanism, but they pick off a kill. Easy pick off just because of what do you call it?
Spider senses.
Spider senses tingling away and uses the dust just then.
Do you get it? Do you get it? Because Nyx Assassin is a spider?
Dire's bottom tower.
They sense the spider.
Well, he's an Anubis, isn't he? He's an Anubis, whatever they're called.
He's of the Anub, and as is Weaver, they are both of the Anub, and they're both spiders. And they're both invisible. What is it with invisible spiders in this game? You also got Broodmother, which is like an invisible spider. What are you trying to say?
I don't know. It's because it's a creepy factor, you know. If you think of Lord of the Rings and you think of Frodo in his little cave and there's a spider you can't see it because they strike from the darkness, you know. It's that fear factor, and I've played in a number of games.
I think most spiders around my home would like to believe that they're invisible, but they're not. They'd like to believe that, oh god, I hope he hasn't seen me crawling in his bathroom. Oh god, I hope I can just be invisible right now.
Man, spiders get, in my opinion, spiders get a hard rap. They do such a good job for us, and we kill them with fly spray for no apparent reason except that we're scared of them.
Assassin. No one likes the Weavers and the Nyx Assassin. That was a nice hook that didn't hit. But I like that he went for it. I like that he could have made that. I think it was slightly out of range, slightly off angle, but it was a good attempt.
Phantom Lancer has completed that Fusel Blade. He's now got 4 levels of Junk Compose, and he is pushing the bottom lane. Got an army up, and I think this is the point where the game is going to start to teeter, because I don't know if they can answer this PL farm. Look at him push that lane. Look at his farm. He's at least 1,000, 900, only 900 above that of the Nature's Prophet. But of course, Nature's Prophet is going to be eaten up by this Phantom Lancer.
I really think Nature's Prophet should have gone for the early mech. You know, he's the one here that can seriously, especially, you know, you running a Nature's Prophet in team, he can farm it up real quick. He really benefits from it, and in terms of pushing power, it works really well with the treants. He's gonna go for the Shadow Blade, and you know, it's nice, but they're not really making use of invis that well. I mean, even we just saw before, they blindly use dust, and bam, there you go, got a kill with it. So you're very quickly about to have 3 invisible heroes on the Resurgance team, and Tesla look very well equipped to deal with invis. They got a lot of dust in their team. I suspect that there should be a gem coming out. I would definitely put a gem on at least the Timbersaw right now. So if they put a gem on Timbersaw right now, I think they can lock down this game 100%.
You reckon? I don't know. I don't know if they can lock down this this Phantom Lancer with the lineup that they have, even with that gem.
I'm talking about Tesla. I'm talking about Tesla locking down Resurgance.
In comes the hook! Invisibility used though, even under the tower they don't get him! And he manages to escape. Good attempts there by Tesla though. They're kind of pushing their luck. They feel they have the advantage. Actually, I think they feel that they have the upper hand, and they're looking to capitalize on that. But they're not finding the kills that they wanted to find. That's about the third or fourth non-successful gank attempts. But they back off and rotate to mid. And we may see some action here in the next few minutes in the middle lane.
So, Timbersaw rushed a Bloodstone. Not my favorite for a Timbersaw to rush. Just think it's kind of very pub. It's very pub from to rush that. Nice Looker now is probably going to die here. No, sorry, not Nice Looker. Clockwork's definitely going to die there. Good rotation by Next Assassin. Now Tesla's the one that are on the run. Prophet should really try and chase. Oh, actually, I just realized it's Timbersaw and he can destroy all the trees. So that's kind of. Prophet's really not going to do much against Timbersaw, but they will get an easy T1 tower. To note though, Global Silence is still available. And it's hard to push against Chakram. To be quite honest, Timbersaw is, looking at it now, is like the perfect counter to Prophet. Timbersaw really shits on Prophet at the moment because of all of Timber's abilities. Well.
Both teams are actually finding it very difficult to push their lanes, you know. This, although it looks like it's a Tesla game, because they have this farmed Prophet, it's definitely not their game just yet. No, there's not much in it within the graphs. There's not. In fact, if you look at the graphs, it's a dead zero for a gold and only 3,000 XP advantage. It's very, very close.
To be honest, it's the thing is. For Resurgance to win, they need a massive lead to win. Because for Tesla to win, they only need a minor lead. And I'll tell you why. It's the difference in pushing power. Tesla and Resurgance can both push reasonably well. Prophet really is their key player in terms of pushes with the Treants, and maybe Warcry is kind of pretty good too. But they have no counter push. They really don't. And then you look at Tesla. What have we got here? We got pushing with Phantom Lancer, amazing. Pushing with Timbersaw, amazing. Pushing with Keep of the Light, amazing. And then what do we have for counter push? We have Keep of the Light, amazing for counter push. Timbersaw, amazing for counter push. So even if you're Resurgent and you're pushing against this Tesla team, it's not going to work because your creeps will die in seconds, absolutely get melted. But if Tesla push into Resurgents have no counter push, they can't deal with it.
Smoke being used by the Radiant team. Resurgents go for an ability. They use Dust. Dust being used early. It is going to result in a reveal. There comes the Global Silence. But nothing comes to effect. In fact, both teams backing off. Waiting for that Silence to wear out. Silencer does pick up the next assassin kill. Just on the cuff there, just luckily.
They're a bit too keen. Got baited up by a Phantom Lancer illusion. Meanwhile, the real ones are actually just farming jungle. They don't even realize. I hope that he has a TP scroll because he needs to help his team if they get into trouble. To be honest, they're in the lead enough. Well, the minor lead. It's, you know, even though the graphs don't say that they're in the lead, I feel like in terms of control in this game, they're in the lead. You know, they're the ones.
They're the ones calling the shots. They're the ones that have sort of dictated the engagements, you know, and they can definitely dictate the next engagement. In fact, they're diving deep in the mid lane. They're diving deep. Meanwhile, that gives a lot of space, a lot of freedom for this PL just to push down the lane. You know, he is going to pick up an early Manta. He's going to have a Manta sub sort of 26 minutes, and those illusions, you know, once he gets that heart, this is going to be a done deal, I think. I think this PL is out of control.
I think he should go for heart first. I think he should go for heart before Manta, because he really needs the HP. Look at him right now. He only has a max HP of 967. That's really low. Like, seriously low. That's the problem with Phantom Lancers, that his HP His HP is seriously still just really, really low. And look at that, once again, Clockwork popping up with dust just in case. Just in case there's something there.
Dust being used by the Radiant team to only capturing 2 heroes, looking to find that Phantom Lancer, who's already beaten the feat and gotten out of it. Yeah, Smoke, I should say. They've already beaten the feat and got out of there. So, unfortunately, they don't find anyone.
To travel now. I don't know. His item choice is still really pub-like to me. Do we even have a mech on their team yet? There's not even a mech on their team yet, and you got guys rushing Bloodstones and Boots of Travel. Keeper the Light slowly working on a mech.
Yeah. Whoa! Keeper the Light saved by Clockwork. The global silence coming down. No more abilities being thrown. Look at the damage coming out of Phantom Lancer. Down goes Keeper. Down goes Nature's Prophet. Down goes potentially Night Stalker. And it is a dead Night Stalker. 2 easy pickups.
What's Sven doing? Oh no, Sven. No, you don't want to enter that fight.
And yeah,
Treants, get out of there. Run away, trees. Run away.
Tesla in the lead. Dominated the game. They're calling the shots, you know. You are right. In terms of map control, in terms of team fight engagement, they are calling the shots. And what do the graphs say? The graphs say it is in their favor just by less than 200 in terms of gold earned. And the graph for XP is getting slower and slower towards negative values. So they are feeling very, very confident, especially now that they've completed their Manta. It's coming now on the Courier.
Manta's going to be really good for pushing. I mean, I still fear that he can get picked off because his HP pool is just not incredible. And I have this fear that if Resurgance suddenly just jump on him with abilities, he will die. He will still die if Resurgance jump on him with abilities. And there we go. Hook shot into Nature's Prophet. Who will next assassin go for? He wants the Phantom Lancer, but I don't think he can. Or maybe he can, because Phantom Lancer decides to attack the Carapace. Prophet goes down. So does Clockwork. TP comes from Timbersaw. Weaver's still in the fight. He can't find the, he cannot absolutely find this Phantom Lancer at the moment. They will decide to go on Timbersaw. Silence comes down. They need way more abilities though. This guy's tanky as all hell. Silence is going to run out, and he should be able to go to safety. Oh, too slow. Way too slow on the cast. What was he waiting for?
Nice pick off there by Night Stalker, proving that Resurgence game is not yet out of the game. Although I think
that he still is the best stalker of the night.
He is, you know, darkness. You think is your ally? I was born in the darkness.
Some people call it stalking. Some people call it stalking. You know, I just call it long distance.
Oh, you think darkness is your
long
ally?
distance romance. That's what it really is.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Sven is actually gonna build a
Molded by
BKB. I don't know, man. Like,
I didn't see the light until I was already a
just
man.
at this
Then it
stage,
was
just let
nothing to
Weaver
me but
carry
light.
it down. Just build into
Shadows betray you
you know, build into
because they belong to me.
That rotation really screwed him up. And it's not really even this Sven's fault. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know whose fault it was, but the rotation really screwed him up, and you know he could add a lot more into the fights. If
like I said earlier, I felt that Weaver thought that he might get trapped with the last word from Silencer. So I believe that was probably a Silencer call. A Weaver call, based on the fact that he didn't feel that he would be able to get enough farm in that long lane, and so rotated out for Sven.
Oh, but so that Sven can have no farm. So that Sven can have even less farm rather, because Sven is melee. The thing is, like, they couldn't have killed Weaver in the top lane anyway, and the thing is, if your Weaver's not getting farmed, then your Sven is, and Sven is the big player that you want this farm to be on, because he's the one that's going to beat the illusions. And look how strong the illusions are now. They're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Nice hook in the middle lane. Nyx gets caught out. He uses the Impale. He uses the Mana. He uses the Carapace. He's trying to outlive this damage, and he gets picked up for Sven. But in comes the cavalry. They come in with both a Ring of Trees and a Sven's Fun. And now it's 1-for-1. Good trade-off. Good reactions there by the Radiant team.
That's what happens when you have a global TP. I'd really like to see Prophet be to continue rather being really on top of getting those TPs in there. They still can't catch this this Phantom Lancer. Prophet needs to build. I don't know. He's just building damage items. He needs dust. He needs. Where's the mech on the
Here
team?
comes the engagement onto Lust. Here comes the engagement. He's been dusted. He's been silenced. Here comes the global silence, but it doesn't matter. Here comes the right clicks. In fact, Doppelganger. Doppelganger actually breaks dust.
He's not a life stealer, but with Tranquil Boots, he can be a life lancer.
Miscast by me, of course.
They need dust and mech on this team, and no one's building it. Not even, I mean, Nyx Assassin's got no gold. Even Sven, like, he's got a BKB. That could have been a mech on their team. And drums, even, like, I don't know, I didn't really calculate the maths, but, you know, it could be a lot of things that this team needs right now, and it's Tesla's just going to get out of. They already are looking that way.
I don't know, like,
I'm
going to say Resurgance Gaming now, you know, especially with this Nature's Prophet, is going to get into the split pushing. Their meta's going to start to sort of unravel a little bit. He's going to be pushing those lanes as much as he can.
Split pushing?
Yeah, he is, and it's going to...
He's going to get countered by Timbersaw. He's going to get countered by Timbersaw, man. Timbersaw got boots of travel. I'm gonna say, personally, he got that pretty much to counter the Prophet. I mean, it might not have been the reason, but whether he realizes it or not, it's pretty much countered the Prophet now, because if Prophet wants a global TP, now you got a Timbersaw who can global TP. Timbersaw's got all the abilities to wreck the trees, destroy everything, absolutely wreck face on this Prophet. So, and you want to talk about split push? Let's talk about split push here, because Phantom Lancer is one of the strongest split push heroes in the game.
I think this is, but I do think though with Nature's Prophet, you know what Nature's Prophet is like. He has slightly better potential for split pushing, and I think he's gonna be capitalize on that as much as possible to keep back Tesla.
I'm gonna let you finish your Mega Kai, but Phantom Lancer had one of the best split pushes of all time.
Yeah, I think that like the way that these teams are playing, it's definitely Nature's Prophet is gonna be the one that sort of determines whether or not they can out push the enemy team. And while they've got these while you've got this Phantom Lancer pushing down the lanes, I don't think he's doing as well as he could be, because he did go for that early meta as opposed to
I like what Weaver's doing. I like that Weaver's going for this top tower as Tesla's going for bot. This is kind of what they need to do to sort of how do I say it? To sort of kind of not really take control of the game, but not so much give that much control to Tesla. And there you go, forcing the TPs out, and you've got a bunch of invisible heroes, which kind of fails against Dust a little bit. But it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that, you know, hey, we can split push. We've got a lot of invis. We'll run in there and run out, and bam, Tesla TP'd all their heroes. Is Night Stalker flying right now, or is that just me? Okay, I think he was flying with the haste rune. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like he was flying when he had the haste rune.
Tesla did very, very well. They pushed their bottom lane, they got the bottom tower, they managed to TP back, save their own top tower, and secure a kill. So that didn't go at all well with the split push for the Radiant team. In fact, you know, you like what the Weaver was doing in the top lane. I think they kind of walked into that. I think that's the setup.
It forced them back. It forced them back from bot though.
But they got the tower. That's what they wanted to do. They went for the tower. They got the tower, retreated, saved their own tower, and in fact managed to get a kill. So that went all the way of Tesla. No advantage whatsoever for Resurgance Gaming.
I was definitely. I mean, with the Prophet dying though, yeah, it didn't go well for Resurgance Gaming. I think if the Prophet lived, it could have been okay. And Weaver's now got a mega late Desolator. His farm looks pretty desolate, but it's okay. They need. In fact, almost at this stage, I think it's almost okay for Prophet to go for damage now. I still think there's a couple of key items they're missing on their team, but you know, they need. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna kill Phantom Lancer. I really don't. their options are so limited right now. They need Sven to do it, but Sven has no farm because, well, they screwed up the lanes. So.
Looks like the Die team is either setting themselves up for Rosh or they're looking for a team fight, but I'm not sure they've dedicated themselves to anything just yet.
Next Assassin just finished Mana Boots, as far as I know. You should have took it. Honestly, look at these graphs. It's like the most curvy, wavy, especially the gold one. It's pretty insane. That gold graph.
Those peaks and troughs definitely coming through, but you know, it is XP wise, it isn't in favor of the Radiant team. I think this is the kind of a game now where they're into that sort of really mid phase slash almost verging on late phase game. It is 35 minutes, it is late phase, so they're now sort of getting to that situation where it's going to come down to a team fight, and whoever really dominates in the next couple of team fights is going to take this game very, very quickly. Both teams have huge amounts of pushing power, so if they win a team fight, they can push down Iraq's very, very quickly.
Phantom Lancer is about to hit hard. In fact, he just bought the recipe, so we got Diffuser Blade, Manta, Heart. Yeah, it's looking good right now for Phantom Lancer.
Weird night used, but no dive, no combat engagement whatsoever. In fact, the Dire team, they're grouping up. Looks like they may be looking to use another smoke. They do use a smoke, and they're looking to rotate into the middle lane and potentially catch somebody off guard. Maybe the Sven, and pick up an easy kill. In fact, they draw arrows right onto where Sven currently was, although he has vacated that agent farm, but that doesn't matter. They're going to wrap around and they are going to find someone. Who do they find?
They find a A47X Night Stalker. Sounds like a fighter plane, an A47X Night Stalker, like a stealth plane or something. That's what they found there.
Nice
I
pick
do
off.
like that he used. I do like that he used. Did he use Darkness? I heard something go off. No, that was Global Silence. That went off. Actually, I will say now. You know, I think Maelstrom on Nature's Prophet is going to help them because it's going to help them. I mean, it won't really kill the illusions. It'll do a lot of. It'll do some nice damage, but he needs to sit there auto attacking for a long time to kill them, I think. But what it will do is potentially reveal the real Phantom Lancer. If he can just sit there attacking with his Maelstrom, the AoE damage, the chain lightning's gonna reveal the Phantom Lancer eventually. So that's one thing they can do.
Meanwhile, the Dire slowly, and I say slowly.
They know Nyx is there because he walked past his entry, and you got pings coming out. There you go. That's how they know.
Killing spree!
Nyx Assassins right now, like, what the hell?
And of course, without the next assassin, they're going to pick up this very slow rush kill. It does go down onto Phantom Lancer. So now Phantom Lancer with his heart, with his Manta, is going to look to pick up maybe a little bit of more gold and look towards the buyback. And then we'll see a lane being pushed down, which may result in the next most substantial team fight.
I want to say both teams are playing a fair bit too passive for my liking. Like, I mean, for starters though, let's say this, Resurgance are kind of behind, so it almost makes sense that they're the ones not making the shots at the moment. But Tesla, they did one good thing with the smoke, getting the kill on the Night Stalker. Do that again. Keep the smokes up. It's really up to them to push. And now that they've got Heart and Aegis, they really need to make something of this. I think, and he really should buy a new diffuser at some point as well. But now is time to push. Now is time to really start ending the game. If they can find a pickup here, and we've got a lot of pings coming out. We've got a lot of pings coming out for somebody.
Looks like the ping's going down onto Sven. In comes the Hawk!
Yep, clockwork.
BKB pops. Not going to do that. Global silence, but yes, you said earlier, right click out of Sven, so strong. You can see Nightstock also right clicking. He uses his silence immediately out of the silence. Chooses it to retreat. It's 2 for 1, 3 for 1, 4 for 1.
Absolutely cannot deal with this Phantom Lancer.
3 for 2.
Everybody else has got to run. There's no answer to the Phantom Lancer. There's nothing. They have no. Really, I don't know. They can kill Clockwork, they kill Silencer, they can kill anybody, but I don't know how they're going to kill Phantom Lancer.
Radiant structures are fortified with 12 important vitamins and Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You know, with the support of this Timber Saw, I don't know if they can actually pull this off, pull off a good defense here. Nightstalker on his own. Sven and Nick's going to be back too late. Maybe back in time to save this Rax, but potentially this could be Rax here, if not also GG. And you got to be careful here when you're the Radiant team, not to commit to this battle. They do. They throw him with a Sven's Fun. In comes the abilities. Then comes Nightstalker with this.
No, this is bad by Phantom Lancer. He needs to help his team kill. I mean, he could have just left the illusions to kill the Rax while he helps his team. But I don't think I think they could have kept control of that fight if Phantom Lancer just turned on his team. But instead, because he didn't, his team had to run away. And now they don't have control over that mid-Rax anymore. I think they could have just team fought that. Go for a team fight with the Phantom Lancer who can't die.
They got the melee Rax, that's all that matters. They got the melee Rax, they lost one hero in the form of a support silencer. So I think I get that as a win.
I think there's varying degrees of wins that you can achieve though. I think there's a couple little things that they could still do.
Gold now. Look at the wow! I'm really surprised at the gradient on that line there for Team Tesla. It's almost a vertical drop, going from almost a 100, 200 gold difference immediately down to almost a 7,000 gold difference, and that's huge, huge. And just like the space of 7 minutes, the game has completely changed. I think with that Phantom Lancer now definitely being the late game success for Tesla. I think that the longer the game goes on, the better it is off for Tesla.
100%. Clockwork's gonna die most likely here. Oh, nice work by Silencer though. That actually stopped Prophet from channeling the TP. So that was a brilliant global silence. Not a brilliant Clockwork cook, but still gets the kill. But as I said, they needed Sven to do the killing, and they needed the farm to be on Sven, but the farm went on the Weaver. Weaver's okay, but Weaver can't kill Phantom Lancer. Sven can kill Phantom Lancer, Weaver can't kill Phantom Lancer. So it would have been much better for them, for the Weaver to just, buck up, so, suck it in, lose the lane. I mean, not get any farm the lane, but get your Sven farm, because Sven is how you're going to beat the Phantom Lancer, not the Weaver.
Sven's done coming out. Is there going to be a follow-up? He goes in with the Warcry, but it's not enough. In fact, he gets away.
Where's Sven going?
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Axe is tempted to join.
Wow, the damage out of Phantom Lancer is just uncontrollable. Radiant
His
cannot.
target selection was really poor. I think he wanted to go for Silencer at one point, and then he turned to Keeper the Light before he finally decided to sit there and fight somebody. His team needed to be a bit closer as well, but dominating now from, unstoppable from the...
Buyback here from Weaver. They're looking for their last chance stand. Everyone buying back. They know if they can't win this, this will be GG. The Rax is going to go down. There's nothing going to stop this. There's no answer coming out of the Radiant team. Dire take this. They retreat. They've Raxed them for 2. Only one range Rax left.
Phantom Lancer, in my honest opinion, Phantom Lancer can solo the entire team right now. He could, this one guy on Phantom Lancer with his items could quite personally.
Look at it, he's into butterfly now.
Pretty much solo.
He's almost completed
Pretty
butterfly.
much solo.
Yeah, he has completed butterfly. The evasion now, just going to even add to insult to injury for
He needs to upgrade his diffuser. Why isn't he done that? He's got 0 charges. He really should upgrade that diffuser. I hope it's on the way. I hope he's got that upgrade on the way.
Well, you can see he just builds up a little army on those agents.
In the game.
Sends them off. Yeah,
there's literally no one that can stop him apart from Sven. And Sven doesn't have the items to do it right now. He does all the levels or anything really. He needs at least another level in God's strength to start with. If you were to be honest, Phantom Lancer right now can just walk in the base and end the game if he chooses. Here's a Diffusal Blade recipe, Shiva's on Timbersaw. Reaver on Timbersaw, how have they not ended the game yet? They're farming again or something? Oh, here we go. Clockwork finds Nyx Assassin. But Nyx Assassin invis though. Who's got a dust? Somebody must have a dust. Seriously, somebody's got to have a dust. No one. No one's got no one? That's kind of poor.
No one has a dust. They don't even know they caught him. As far as they're concerned, he got away.
Oh, but he used cogs straight away though. There's no way they don't know that they killed him. I like that Prophet went for the courier though. That's really good. Tesla getting their courier killed again. Was it the last game with the caster that Tesla got their courier killed? Meanwhile, I think at 50 minutes in the game, Keeper of the Light might be able to get this mechanism.
Wow, abilities being used on illusions to save the Sven. He's just been beaten up so much by this Phantom Lancer illusions that a number of abilities were used by Notsuka as well as himself just to ensure that he got away. And this is the problem.
Do you see what I mean? He can end the game by himself right now. He's big enough that he can easily just finish the game on his own. He doesn't even need his team. No one needs to be there. Just him, and he can 1v5. Seriously. And not to mention the Timbersaw is hugely farmed as well. I want to point out that the thing about lower level teams that really annoys me is that there's no focus on getting core items like mech and drums. It's just not an urgent thing for them, and it really should be. It's a really important item into the mid game, and it really should be an item that should be heavily focused to rush if they could. Among other core items, that is.
And it looks like they're trying to repel this assault in the top lane. Their only last standing set of double racks. And I think here, this is the chance here for the Radiant, the Dire team to really just end the game. I don't think Radiant have much chance here to repel any assault. They've got a lot of damage, but it's just not enough.
They also don't save for buybacks. If you look at buyback status right now, only Timber and the Phantom Lancer have buyback, and that's not because they're actually saving for buyback, it's because they're so maxed out on items, they don't even know what to buy anymore. Or in the case of Timbersaw, you know, he's saving to buy his heart all in one go. And to be honest, he shouldn't, when he gets enough money to get heart, he actually shouldn't buy it, because if he won't die. If this, okay, let me put it this way, if this was like a really more even game, he can buy back and use his boots travel to come back in. But no one's saving for buybacks in this game. If you look at the entire Resurgance game, no one has buyback. If they die now, that's game over. I mean, it's already game over, it'd be more game over than it was.
Here's the last battle. Down comes the number of abilities. In goes Weaver using his ult. Here comes the global silence. There's the chakra. They're looking to finish off Silencer. They do get him, but do they get anyone else? No, they lose Sven and Nyx in the combination. Now, there goes Nature's Prophet. He uses the Shadow Blade to escape.
Radiant's top
Phantom Lancer should really not be running away if he can, because they seriously can't kill him even.
GG called. No post-game analysis for this particular match. I was Amiga Kai and this was Avril. Thanks for watching. We're going to immediately go into the next round. Probably going to follow Kessler again into a game with DTINWA.